Hello guys, what is up? I forgot to turn off the fan. Totally forgot to turn off the fan. I can do it from here.
I'm chewing a candy cane.
I know. What's up? We were prepared. Well, we weren't really planning on streaming tonight, right? Because Krystal has been kind of sick. Still sick, by the way. Feeling better, but still sick. And at the last minute, there was all kinds of weird stuff that's been happening over the last 24 hours. And so we were like, I guess we have to stream.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I was so unprepared, I didn't even do a promo for today. None of us did.
Right.
Which is fine. I need to bring in Kat in just a minute. But welcome to this week's Dead Time. This week we have a couple of topics, right?
We do.
Also, I forgot to do giveaways again last Saturday. Do you think something's wrong with me? I think from being sick, my mental health isn't the best. You know what I mean? I feel like I just forget everything. So we're going to talk about Destination Fear tonight and some para tea. Do you have your tea? You have water. Okay, well I have tea. Let's bring in Catalina, shall we? Where is Catalina? Give me just stand by for just a second. Gotta make her big here. Hello, Catalina.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How's everything going?
Yay, really good. Let me know how the mic mute or volume is with Kat. There's probably gonna be an echo. So just remember, Kat's in New Hampshire. That's the best we can do when she's really far.
I'm in the Shire.
Yeah, she's in Canada, right? She's in Canada. Well, sometimes you do sound like you have a Canadian accent.
It comes and goes.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to hide it.
That's what you get for being so north.
Me and my tour.
Yeah, you're very East Coast.
East Coast.
You just once in a while though, you throw a little like East Coast zinger in there. You know what I mean? So anyone watching the podcast wants to... Oh, wait, no, this isn't the podcast. So we couldn't decide if we wanted to make Dead Time the podcast or Haunted Huddle.
Yeah.
I was looking at numbers between, like, YouTube and Twitch, and honestly, they're about the same between the two. Actually, our biggest stream right now, number-wise, is Booze and Reviews.
Yeah.
People love that. Yeah, it's like number one. But we can't put Booze and Reviews on obviously for our podcast. So if you guys have a certain preference that you would like to tell us that you want as the podcast, we'll always, we'll take feedback. We love feedback. But for now, we are still uploading the Haunted Huddle. And this is kind of, I'm sorry, I'm still coughing, I'm sick. This is for anyone that basically wants to catch up on paranormal news from the last week. So I think we should go ahead and start with Destination Fear.
Let's do it.
Speaking of that, I'm going to have to go back to camera 1 for just a second because I didn't print our notes, Chanel.
Uh-oh.
That's how ready I wasn't
It's
for
fine,
this.
guys. We learn together. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, you know what? Not prepared. I have it pulled up. I mean, that's good at least. So now you guys are going to hear the printer go off. So, Destination Fear. I feel like one easy place to start. You guys are going to hear the printer going off for a second. I'm sorry. Sue me.
It's not a ghost.
Yeah, it's not a goat. It's not a goat from Shepherdstown. You know what I'm saying?
We got goats.
We have goats. Is it going to print or no? No?
Hello.
Hello, printer? Are you there? No? Oh, hi. Good morning. How are you? Okay. So, I will say one thing we all agree on at this moment before we go too deep into the Destination Fear episode is Chelsea isn't screaming as much.
Yay!
Praise Satan, praise Jesus, pray whoever, thank you, Allah, whatever, that I have my eardrums still.
I literally put that in my notes.
Did you?
No screaming from Chelsea. Yay.
Yay, literally. Oh, I forgot to watch... there's also a Paranormal Lockdown episode regarding the Statler City Hotel. I totally spaced watching that. We should watch that. Maybe we'll go watch it on the 4K TV afterwards.
Alright.
And decide what the hell is going on with that.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to bring Kat back in while this is printing, now that we can see our notes in a second. I do think it's still getting better, Destination Fear. This episode took place in New York, right?
Yes.
The Statler Hotel. P.S. I want to go there.
Yes.
Really good.
Like, can we make that on the list?
Yeah.
Because, like,
Yes.
seeing the elevator go up and down and open by itself, I would not have ran like Dakota did. I would have been like, I got it on film, that's what I did. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I got it on video. So it's just interesting, I guess, how they're still new at it, but I do think that they're getting better. Like, let's talk about it from, like, an investigative standpoint. Don't you think, as not the film part, but the investigation part, that they are getting better at it?
They
Yes.
are. They're becoming a little bit more calm.
Right.
When it comes to, like, them doing their, like, when they're sleeping, separate rooms.
Right.
Not
Except,
as shocked.
well, I mean, except for Dakota asking Alex to stay with him.
Yeah.
Which is fine, I guess. I don't know. You know, I mean, like, I don't know. Have you guys ever been in a location that you've been so scared you wouldn't be able to, like, totally be alone? I mean, Kat technically walked away from our pilot location once because, there was some dark stuff going where we were.
Was that when I was in the bathtub?
No.
No.
No, that was before. Was that before? I don't know. I feel like this whole year has blended into one. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
tonight's not a good day to ask me specific questions like that. Okay, 18 floors, 950,000 square feet. Mafia murders and endless suicides on each floor. What?
wow.
Yeah.
Although I feel like, it wasn't so much of a shocker for me because in Vegas there's a lot of suicides that happen here. People will actually come to Vegas to commit suicide. And they basically do it like there's like some city regulation or something that if you die in Vegas, like the city helps pay for like the death costs. So sometimes people don't want to burden their families with the costs of their death, and they do it here. So it's really weird. Also, in Vegas, people will like gamble all their money away, everything above, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to kill myself because I have no money left. I've gambled it away.
Right.
And they go like jump off the top of a parking garage. So most of the parking garages here in Vegas are like extremely haunted because of that. Which I feel like parking garages are creepy anyways.
Yeah.
But then you just add that factor onto it, it's a little bit weirder. Poltergeist activity is reported voices, shadows, and then all of a sudden they go to Niagara Falls, which I didn't see that one coming.
No, yeah.
I was confused.
How did you feel about that?
I just kind of, and they do it a lot in their episodes where it's just kind of like totally left field. Like, I understand what they were trying to do with it. They were trying to kind of like lighten the mood or get out of like a dark headspace from going to all these really messed up locations. But, I mean, that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, being consistent at least with it.
Right.
I kind of thought it was just kind of in left field.
Well, I thought when they got on the boat, it was pretty hilarious. We were laughing.
The boat was funny. The face
It was hilarious.
Especially like you could tell Chelsea's like a typical girl doesn't want to get her makeup messed up.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna be real here. I feel like if you know you're going to, and I'm probably the most girly out of the group, right? Like I'm obsessed with makeup. You guys like know I'm like a freak about makeup. But even if we were going to Niagara Falls, I feel like that's a clue to like not wear
A lot.
maybe any really.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like especially
Right.
mascara and eyeliner is gonna be the worst case scenario. It's gonna run right off your face. You're gonna look like Satan's child, coming off the boat, which maybe that's what you're going for.
Maybe.
But I thought that was pretty hilarious. But they were having fun, so it was nice to see them actually laugh for once. Those are the adventures I like to see paranormal groups go through. Is that it's not just about like the ghosts and the haunted stuff, it's about like the actual adventure. And I was like, finally, they added something else in there so that we could kind of see who they really are under the surface of just like Chelsea's Dakota's sister and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't you feel like that?
Yeah.
It was like,
It was a kind of like comedic relief sort of situation.
right. What did you think about the ballrooms and the chandeliers? Kat?
Pretty.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Very pretty. Very gorgeous in there. Very New York. It's
Ugh.
very New York.
I loved it. Oh no, she's oh there we go.
Hotel is the same thing.
Right.
Beautiful.
Frank was with the mob who's in the basement supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
There is 1,001 rooms. They claim the 18th floor is the most haunted. The second floor is the darkest. The elevator stops on its own, and the 11th floor basically makes you feel like you're in a different, what do you want to call it? Place, a different like
Time
zone or something.
Yeah.
What did you think about the floors between the 18th, 11th, and the second? Cat, what was your favorite?
I would have had to say the 18th floor.
Interesting. Is that because of the light thing that they had, and they were going like up the stairs in that area?
Yeah. I don't know why I was really interested in that room.
What about you,
Or
Shell?
that area, that floor.
What was it?
18th, 11th, and the second.
Whichever one had the most activity. I can't.
The second
remember.
was where they
it the
couldn't hang.
second?
And
Okay.
you and I were both like, let's go to the second floor. Like, we're terrible. We're the ones that are like, let's face the danger. Yeah, I would have totally wanted to go to the second floor.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about the elevator stopping on its own, like a phantom elevator, which I mean, I'll tell you what I think last, but go ahead.
That was cool.
I would die to see that.
Yes.
You know what it reminded me of, honestly, was the Stanley Hotel.
Yes.
I want you guys to go there so bad. Like, that's my ultimate stop for the three of us, because I know how much you guys love history as much as I do. Considering I've been to the Stanley Hotel so many freaking times, you guys are going to freak out when you see it. And, like, you can feel the energy literally, like, when you walk in. But the elevator there does the same thing. Not quite as rickety. That elevator, I don't know how I feel about... I feel like even if we were going to go to the 18th floor, I'd have to walk the stairs.
Yeah.
Because it was making some funky noises.
It was. Now, I know somebody that works in engineering, so they kind of like work with fire panels and elevators and stuff like that.
Right.
And they watched this episode, and he did say that that's actually pretty valid if there are things going on with the elevator, because elevators always have to stay in code, whether or not it's abandoned.
So it's like computer code, basically. So in other words,
it has to be working and running correctly and up to par for like that year, whatever, inspections and stuff. So anything that's going on elevator-wise is 100% legit.
It's 100% phantom elevator.
Yep, 100%.
See, I thought so. I told you, for it to get a command to like stop on second floor or whatever, it has to be told that. It has to be coded.
Yeah.
I knew it. I just knew it. It wasn't just like an accident. And that's...
I always loved it.
And that's the same for the Stanley. But the Stanley's is like this really beautiful, like lush on the first floor, gold bars. It's gorgeous. And then you walk it like from the outside. You're like, yeah, it's definitely haunted. Like it feels haunted. And then you go in the elevator. You're like, wow, this is like a different haunt.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, there's something else, and it's just the elevator. And it's weird because you take the Stanley's elevator, and you're almost quiet the whole time because it feels like someone else is on the elevator. Even if the elevator's packed, everyone's like dead silent, like you're almost being polite or something, like of that time, But the same thing happens at the Stanley. Like the elevator will just like show up at a certain floor, and you're like, hey ghost, how are ya? How you doing? I will say I kind of got like the whole Cecil Hotel vibes from watching that elevator. Did you get that?
Yes.
With the whole girl, Liam. What was her name? Liam?
I thought it was
Leah? No, I'm lost.
Layla?
I don't remember. Anyway, something.
Yeah.
Started with an L. She disappeared and ended up in the water
Lisa.
tank. No.
Wasn't it not?
Was it Lisa?
I don't think so. I mean, we can Google it, but it's not important. That's just a minor detail. She died in the water tank, but that did give me the vibes. Having 18 floors, I think if it's over 4 levels, you can play the Chinese elevator game.
Oh, that. Eliza.
Okay. Anyway, I thought I had creepy vibes off of that. Okay. Let's be real here. There was a medium that they had on the episode.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know her. I did not look her up because it was not worth 20 minutes of my time. You know what I'm saying?
I wrote notes on this too.
Let me say my piece first, Kat, and then I'll hand it, okay? I thought she was freaking weird. I don't think there's nothing else I can say. She said, quote, I have befriended the mobsters, quote, a lot of people that got roughed up, but a lot of people didn't come back up. You know what I'm saying? And she starts to like laugh hysterically, and I'm like,
yes, she was like laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wait, you're saying that these people didn't come back up and they died? Why is that so funny?
Right.
Why is that hilarious
right.
too? Like, so I felt uncomfortable with that. Go ahead, Kat.
Well, and the way that like she started out talking about herself kind of threw me for a minute. Mainly because Dakota was like, okay, so you're a psychic medium, and she's like, yeah, I'm a psychic medium. I talk to the other side, and I'm also an empath. I'm someone who like feels things really strongly, and I don't know why that kind of stuck out to me, but I'm like, I feel like everybody's a little bit of an empath. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like if you're stating you're a psychic, that's enough.
Right. Like it just kind of kept going. I was a little turned off at that point, but then yeah, when she was laughing about it, saying how Frank doesn't like to talk about specific things, and it was a little weird.
She sounded to me like she was almost like friends with Frank, and like she had excused him for all the death that he's done, and I'm like,
yikes.
No.
That's a no for me, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is a no for me, dog. Tanner, they're upstairs, and this is when they're doing their first like initial walkthrough. Is someone here with us? Here's a man scream what we thought, help me.
Help me, yeah.
Was that clear as day?
Yes.
I'm shocked they didn't
clear.
put caption, which is fine, but it was definitely help me.
Yeah.
Which my stomach did upset.
With Chelsea?
No, Tanner was with Chelsea.
I thought that it said Chelsea.
Interesting, maybe. I thought it said help me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the voice said Chelsea.
Maybe.
Could have been.
Could have been. Very creepy. Blake watched the episode with us, and he is convinced Tanner and Chelsea are dating.
Oh my god, I thought the same thing.
Really?
Literally, yes. When he offered to take her room,
right.
That's when I kind of saw something.
Right.
Like, what's going on?
Cat, what's happening here? Hey, can you just give us some tea? Like, we're wanting to know. Oh, I mean, I think he's a sweetie.
Yeah.
I do think Tanner's, like, a super sweetie. Like, he's very polite and, like, very, you know, always taking care of the crew and stuff like that. And, where would we leave off at? Chelsea said the most hilarious line we've ever heard in our life.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
She said, "Are you crapping me?" I've never heard that, for the record, yeah.
I'm still coughing. Like, I can't even laugh when I cough. But yeah, I was like, wow, okay.
And I thought I had some funny one-liners, you know?
Right. Well, you do. You're just...
Now you do still.
It's true, yeah. Obulus, Tanner's using it. He says, how many are here with us? It says, many. And then Tanner says, quote, this room is effed. Which I feel like that's a mood. Why did we lose we lost connection?
Great!
Kat, are you there? It just opened this up by itself.
Oh, are we back?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, hold on.
Are we back live? Because I don't know if we're back live.
I don't think that we are. No, we're not.
It says end stream though, right there.
It got interrupted.
But we're connected. Look.
That's weird.
It never even disconnected.
Huh.
I said we lost.
I just got the notification we're live on Facebook.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know what just happened. If anyone can... I can't see any comments. Comments are shut down. I don't know what's going on. Demons.
Weird. I'm freaked out.
Alright, well... I don't know if we're live or not. I asked Blake.
I think we are.
You think we are? Wait, oh, he said something. Turn the mics on and off. Please hold. Like, literally on and off? I mean, that's the switch, right? Okay, I don't know if it's working. Stand by. Stand by, everybody.
Standing by. Welcome to live.
Yeah, welcome to live stream.
Welcome to live. Okay, let's see.
Restream is not working. I cannot see any comments, so we're not going to be able to respond.
Whoa, this is crazy,
Yeah,
huh?
I don't know what's happening.
Wow. I'm taking a peek right now. Chanel, are you able to see it on Facebook?
Yeah, those of you on Facebook that can see this, say you see us live.
Yeah.
Blake says it's all good, so I don't know.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
I have no idea what happened. It's demons. I had this horrible Egyptian demonic dream.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about that too later. Anyway,
Woo.
I smudged that mofo out of my house.
Jesus.
It only took like 4 hours of ritual, but other than that, it's fine. Okay. Are you crapping me? Okay. Chelsea says she doesn't want to be on second floor anymore, so they really kind of just stopped investigating. Another missed opportunity.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
I don't know. I just would not stop investigating.
Kat, how hard is it to get access to locations?
Really hard.
What does it entail? It entails contracts, a lot of negotiating.
A lot of negotiating. Sometimes even, obviously like insurance. Some places, depending on who you're talking to, might need it. Also, it's almost like you kind of gotta coax them into it, especially if they had like a bad experience.
Right.
Someone wronged them.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta negotiate. Absolutely. It's a lot. There's a lot of steps for it.
Right. In other words, if someone gets access to a location, they probably shouldn't just throw it away.
No, God, no. Especially, you utilize that time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's wasted time.
It is.
I agree.
And it upset me. Because there's obviously so much activity going on. It's almost like a playground for paranormal investigators.
Right.
They literally have so much activity when they're in locations.
Right.
And it's like instant. Especially when Dakota asks for things to close doors. It happens instantly every time. And like, keep going. You know, utilize that. That's a really great skill to have. That means that they're willing to communicate. You know, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like...
But when they respond, they go screaming.
It's always shocking.
Yeah, and I guess that's the part that I don't really understand is that you're asking for signs that there are beings near you, with you, and then once you get the answer to your question,
you said close the door, and it closed the door, and now you're yelling and walking away. You told it to close the door, and it did.
That's
so
that's like.
Can you imagine what the entity's thinking? Like you.
What do you mean?
You're shocked and mad at me. You told me to close the door, so I did. What's wrong with you?
Right. I don't know.
It's the same thing. They sound shocked.
I know.
The other thing was, I didn't understand why Chelsea was acting mad that the guys would let her sleep on the 18th floor.
Yeah.
She was on the 18th floor when Tanner offered to trade with her, and she was like, no, never mind, I'll do it. It's okay. And then got mad that they let her do it.
But that's the thing where I don't get with her, because like she is like tough at the wrong times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because I've told you guys, first of all, I still don't agree with them sleeping alone, especially if there's no walkie radio like connection. Right? There's no way. Maybe like two people on a floor, spread apart. But like safety purposes, I would never ever let you guys sleep alone for like 6 hours. There's no way. Like, once again, going back to what happens if someone breaks in.
Right.
And you're actually trying to sleep, or even if you're not trying to sleep and someone breaks in with, like, a machete or something, or a gun. Like, you don't know. Sorry. God, just get over this
I think the other thing I found really eerie is when they were in groups together and they were going through each of the hot spots. And, you know, obviously previously it was discussed that people committed suicides in a lot of rooms. And one of the shots was of the camera looking out the window, and the window was like broken.
Right.
That gave me goosebumps.
That gave me the creeps, because I was like, ah. But then once again, these places, if there's this much death going on, Frank included.
Right.
Why are not like being more sympathizing with the people that died there?
Right. Yeah.
And once again, like if you're sensitive and you're an empath and you're a paranormal investigator, wouldn't you think that you're like, God, this is really sad. You know what I mean? Like, this is disturbing. I'm upset by this. Like, if I saw that window and it's so real, I get so emotionally involved, though, when I'm on set. You guys know that. That I might have started crying when I saw that window, because that could have been, like, one of the last things this person got mad and, like, punched it out before they jumped out or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you just think of those last moments, like, what a person thinks of before they actually do something like commit suicide, or the fear someone has if they're involved with the mob and they're being, like, killed and murdered by F and Frank in the basement. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something else, okay? I'm not a provoker, okay? But I would have been provoking Frank, because I feel like F and Frank down there needs a knuckle sandwich or two from somebody else, okay? I'm not a provoker unless it's in the time that needs to be provoked, okay? Because I feel like that spirit, clearly he hasn't moved on, because he's scared to find out, like, you know, who's going to be judging him on the other side, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So instead he's sitting there in some creepy basement for eternity in the middle of nowhere, New York. You know what I mean? Okay, anyway, I'm done with my rant.
Yeah. What did you guys think about Tanner being sick and going to the hospital?
We freaked out because we thought he was going to be like, I have black lung.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, because they did this, like, weird little pause for suspense, and it was like, what?
Literally, as it's happening, Chanel and I are, like, staring at each other. He's like, well, I went to the doctor and we're like, oh my God, he's dying.
He has cancer
He's dead.
or something.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
He has tuberculosis because he didn't wear a mask.
Right.
Like, that's what happened. I feel like I have tuberculosis.
Oh my god.
Look, I've been on antibiotic, I've been babying myself, and all that's left is this, like, lingering cough, and I'm gonna be honest and tell you, I'm just over it.
I'm just gonna get you your own quarantine so you stop being sick with oxygen.
It's literally just a cough.
I know.
Sometimes I just want to punch myself in the throat, you know what I mean? I'm like, stop coughing! Alright, anyway, carrying on, sorry about that.
Please don't do that.
I realized that halfway through editing, around the 19th floor, it looks like the editing got better.
Yes. Yeah.
There's no more of that, like, weird screen thing happening, which I was like, thank God, because that was just, like, causing me seizures.
It was
Yep. But Dakota jumped when the elevator opened.
And then called for Alex, right?
And what is Alex gonna do? Like, protect him from the big bad wolf?
Ghosts?
Which, by the way, I'm still gonna state that my favorite is Alex and Tanner.
Yeah.
Chelsea has gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She's got to start deciding when she's gonna be tough, because I think that she's tough at the wrong times. Like, if you see a person walk by the window, you shouldn't be just laying there in your sleeping bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if you're actually afraid of the 18th floor, then you need to, like, not tough it out. Like, you need to speak up. You have a voice. Chelsea looked badass again, though.
She did.
She had the ninja mask on.
She did, yeah.
Which I'm like, I love the ninja mask. So we're going to have to find some ninja masks. Chelsea's giving us inspiration. Thank you, Chelsea.
Yes.
And then they go into the basement, Chelsea and Tanner, and they find, like, a hidden room where they think maybe the mobsters would, like, hold people, or, like, F and Frank was down there beating people up. Why aren't people talking to Frank? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
I had a big problem with you, Frank, if you're watching this right now, okay? Look.
Yeah,
Have a
Frank.
seat and cross over, boo, because you've done enough here that we're done with your, like, antics. They ask Frank, did you kill someone? He says...
7 people.
Frank is a POS, is what I have to say about that, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think Tanner's getting really good at investigating.
Yes.
It's so good.
Tanner
Yes.
is the best investigator out of the entire crew.
I agree.
And it is kind of cool to see him, like, going, like, up and down, and, like, as he's going, he's getting better, and he comes down, and he goes up, and I love seeing people get better with time, because I feel like that's, like, a reminiscence of all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like, when you keep
Evolve.
filming, keep going on set, you evolve. That's right, Kat, totally. Chelsea's battery starts draining, though, and she starts screaming repetitively.
No, Tanner's battery.
No, or Tanner's battery's out.
She was screaming because of him.
And I was like, what's wrong with you?
That was so cool, though.
No,
Yeah,
it was cool, but, like,
Awesome, but yeah.
Why are you
screaming? You're
Why?
like literally pointing the camera down to see that the camera's draining and you're screaming at it. Wow. Like, what's happening? I don't know what's happening, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
sometimes she just makes me want to chop myself in the throat. You know what I mean? Like, literally.
Ninja chop.
Ninja chop. I'm like, oh my god. Sometimes I just cannot handle the things that she does. She runs and then Dakota radios her. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
No.
And she, like, screams and jumps.
Oh, okay. Yes. Well, of course.
Of course.
Just take it. Maybe adopt some meditation in your life. Maybe adopt
Just
some
take
yoga.
a deep breath before you think.
Maybe, like, get into essential oils. Maybe you should check into some herbology.
Some incense.
Some incense.
Sage.
Sage.
Even.
Sage yourself.
Sage yourself. Yeah.
Sage yourself. 100%.
Hashtag sage yourself.
That was the other thing. Dakota said wanted to be left alone again when the elevator door is open.
Right.
Remember that?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's like, please leave me alone.
Ah.
Why?
So, shockingly, Dakota has become my least favorite.
I know.
Which is just shocking after his credentials are good. You know, he does have good credentials.
Yeah.
Alex said that he doesn't want to stay up there, no way. The guy with the heart attack was on the 18th floor, and then they saw the, they got the, like, still picture and which I thought was really good.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see, like, almost like the reflection of him standing in, like, the window behind, and then the actual shadows in the hallway, and then there's, like, a hole in his chest.
Yeah.
Once again, though, I thought it was really cool.
I did too.
If I would have been there, I would have been like, oh my god, like, do you know you're dead?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you need to move on. Like, you're stuck here. Like, do you even know what happened? Like, so I don't know. I feel like we must approach it from a really strict empath stance. And I feel like the three of us, when we are investigating, we really put our shoes, you know, ourselves in the place of the victims. Because I don't see that happen with them a lot, which is okay. It's just, like, different perspectives on how they investigate. I put in my notes, I still don't agree with them sleeping alone, like I said earlier. Dakota, so Dakota's on the 2nd, Tanner's on the 11th, Chelsea's on the 18th, and Alex is in the basement, which once again we're having a missed opportunity because Dakota gets so scared on the 2nd floor, he calls for Alex to come up. So after all that, if Frank is so violent, they claim, or like pushes you around, there was no evidence of it because Alex was where? With Dakota.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys have anything you want to add to that?
I have to just agree with you. I'm just not a fan of them being separate. I also just kind of wish that they would have showed more, especially from like more rooms than just the ones they were in. There was actually a shot where I can't remember who was talking to who, but it was by a staircase and you saw a bunch of cameras in the background. And I almost kind of was thinking, like, why aren't they utilizing those? Like, have them stand alone in a room and, you know what I mean? Like, get different shots of activity going on instead of just, like, not much.
Right.
Other than yelling and, you know.
Well, it's still a little amateurish, and we know that, and it's okay. But, yeah, there's a lot of missed opportunities. And it just makes me sad just because when I'm on set, I make sure we do the most we can for the location. And I feel like with that size of a location, like, you have to utilize the time that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, for our pilot location, realistically, it was full of paranormal activity, full of literally possibly hundreds of ghosts.
Yes.
Yet it was small, so we were only able to cover a certain amount of area one at a time because it was so small.
Right.
But the evidence that we'd gotten was unbelievable. Can you imagine having a playground of 18 floors?
Oh my gosh.
So you would need to, like, go in very organized, right? Like, production-wise, like, pre-production has to be very organized. 9 o'clock, Kat's going here. 10 o'clock, Chanel's going here. 11 o'clock, you know what I mean? Or I feel like they're just not organized with it. And part of the reason, I think, is because they're still showing up late to locations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't think that that's very safe either.
I don't think it's not just safe, I just don't think it's a good idea for production.
Yeah.
Because it takes so long, X amount of time to, like, unload, you know, the RV and all this stuff, and it's like,
right.
don't you know?
Right.
How long does it take us to unload when we get there? Hours, literally, and to set up, hours, literally. They're on too much of a time restraint. It's a huge mistake. So Tanner says something quite funny. Do you want me to share it, or would you like to share it?
I'll share.
Okay, please do. He's talking to Chelsea.
So he says that he asks Chelsea.
They're choosing out of the hat locations where they're going, right? And there's 2 locations left.
Right.
So he looks at Chelsea and says, Chelsea,
You're either the top or the bottom. Do you want either the top or the bottom?
you're going to either be the top or you're going to be the bottom. And did you notice all of the crew members got really quiet? And then we were watching it together with Chanel, Blake, and I. And we all look at each other and just, like, lose it. And then Chanel and I look at Blake and we're like, you're right, they're smashing. Like, they are smashing for sure.
Oh my god.
I know, I thought it was hilarious. Alex, his camera gets blurry in the basement, which was really creepy. Once again, though, missed opportunity because he went upstairs with frickin' Dakota.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I feel like there's so much more to see that we have no idea what was going on. We have no idea. Dakota's hearing banging and movement. The elevator moves. Dakota screams. please leave me alone as the elevator doors open.
Yeah.
Once again, Exhibit A, your contract with the Travel Channel right here. Alex runs to Dakota. Chelsea's movement, and she's not screaming, thank God, but she's hearing movement, so that was a miracle for baby Jesus by itself. And the commercial cuts, and Alex runs up to Dakota, and the last thing we hear is Dakota say, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, and they also, there was a part, I think they had, someone said, I don't know if it was Dakota or someone else, that, like, every room sucked, or something of that effect.
Right.
And it's like, or this sucks. Mm-hmm. And I don't know.
There's a lot of negative energy going on.
Yeah.
And like attracts like. Not that you can be positive during like a paranormal experience because it can scare you. I'm not saying you don't get scared.
Of course.
But I would definitely be more optimistic in wanting to find it. Like if you have access to that location. Once again, it's what you've been saying, Kat, the whole time, is that it's doing the location kind of an injustice by not showing and showcasing the entire, as much as you can at least, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and also the work of whoever was the person that looked the location. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, utilize that time. Utilize it.
Right.
And it's not being utilized at all.
So the elevator opens again to Dakota, and then Alex says, I think you pissed something off. Why? No, not necessarily. The ghosts are coming down to see y'all. They're like, there's people here tonight. There's a party on level 2. Are you going down? Do you want to ride with me? Let's head to level 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't piss anything off, boo-boo. Like, don't start the demon chat again, okay? Because I'll throw my face through the wall. Like, literally. My God. Alright. Dakota packs his things. He left with Alex, and he was with Alex the whole night. And the only other note I have about theirs, and then Kat will move to you, is I hate the vlog footage.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's just very...
Now, it's different when you're in night vision and you're, like, by yourself and you're like, vlogging what's happening.
Right.
That's different. Yeah. But they have Alex, who's a camera tech. Why aren't they utilizing him for when they're wanting to chat to the camera? And then Chelsea is not good at getting angles when she's doing the vlog. So she's like, she has, like, all these weird faces. You know what I mean? So it's like, stop. Like, you, and it's because it's hard. It's difficult. It's too YouTube-y for me. And, like, it's not YouTube. This is Travel Channel. Like, it's not YouTube. Stop.
And I guess also, too, from just, like, you know, a camera work perspective, their B-roll shots or drone shots of these locations are literally completely different from what they're doing from a vlog standpoint.
Right.
It's like 2 different animals, and it just...
The footage doesn't match.
It's funny. It looks funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any other notes on your side?
That is all I have. Other than the Sadler City Hotel was also on Paranormal Lockdown, Season 2, Episode 7.
With Nick and Katrina.
With Nick and Katrina. And the one thing I do remember from that episode is Nick having like a really angry moment in the pool room. Because there was also activity in the pool area.
Oh, okay. See, I can see it.
In Destination Pier.
Interesting.
So clear there were, I mean, I would assume so. There's 1,000 rooms in that building.
Right.
You know what I mean? That there's more than just 4 places, but I'm assuming they were trying to find the most hot spots for 4 of them.
Right.
So, you know, but what can you do?
I would love to. I'm going to watch that episode. We wouldn't dare do that on Booze and Reviews. No. You don't want Krystal to drink and talk about Nick Roth.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen. I'm in an NDA with myself. I signed an NDA.
We should all be in NDAs.
Pretty much. For our next T-chat, for sure. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm going with? So I do have history of this. It was opened in Buffalo, New York in 1908. It was very elegant, and it was sort of like top of its time. So in 1908, we're sort of talking about like Titanic time, right? Like renovation, super schmancy. It was talking about, it was sort of the jewel of the state at the time. And I'm assuming because the chandeliers are gorgeous. I mean, they're still beautiful. Oh my God, I would love to go in there just to see that. So it's saying it was one of the most outstanding hotels of the 20th century. and it was by an innovator, huge for American history. How far is Buffalo, New York from both of you? From where you were in Pennsylvania and where Kat is?
It's about I'd say about 6 hours.
Is it?
6, 7 hours, yeah.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Let me just see if I can see real quick.
I'm just reading through this because there's so much history behind it. There's actually a lot of the most famous American architects were behind the building design and inside of the building, which I thought was really beautiful.
Very cool about Marilyn Monroe, too.
Yeah, share that one.
What's that?
Share that one.
Just from the celebrities that were there.
Right.
Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe. It was just very cool.
I think the Kennedys may have been
3
involved
hours.
as well. Oh, it was 3 hours from you.
3 hours for me.
Wow, that's really close.
Yeah, New York for me is about 5.
Okay.
But Buffalo is a little farther. That's more in the suburbia area of
Right.
New York.
Okay.
So that's like.
Wait, Buffalo's on the other side of where Manhattan is, right?
Yes.
Because I've only been to the Manhattan area, Long Island area. So that's coast side, and I think Buffalo is total opposite, which I haven't been that far in yet. Yet. ... Right? Just saying, we're gonna be filming soon. The right thing's gonna come along. God, there's so much history on this. So the lobby is massive. It says there's 28-foot ceilings. Holy crap!
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, can you imagine that, especially for the 1920s? That's huge.
Oh my gosh, I want to go.
Originally, it was 2,084 rooms, and it could accommodate up to 5,000 guests.
Wow.
Back in the day, so this is obviously 1904, the profit, the net profit, so a yearly profit was $361,000. That's nothing. But for then, it was a lot of money, right? So probably almost in the millions. It just says, talks about some expansions they did that we don't really need to talk about. Now, talking about it now, it did go into foreclosure, and a guy named Mark is now purchasing it, or has purchased it. He's planning to spend $3 million on renovations.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's only the first 2 floors.
What?
Jeez.
That is how big this
how many
place is.
floors?
18 floors.
18 floors.
$3 million on the first 2 floors. So I don't know, how long it's gonna take. I'm gonna be truthful. When I first saw it, they absolutely needed to get that up and running again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, it doesn't even look as beat up as some places we've seen. You know what I mean?
No, it's still in pretty good condition.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I bet you they could get it marked as a historical landmark, like Zach did with the museum.
Yeah.
And they could probably get the state of New York to come in and fund some of the renovations. I could bet that.
Oh, yeah.
I just gave you ideas, boo. Don't you worry. I'll take a cut. Just email me at Krystal@ghostgirldiaries.com. Okay, next thing. I think that was the main thing that I wanted to talk about. There's Turkish bathtubs inside of them, along with a barber shop. And the entire 28-foot ceiling lobby is made of marble.
Wow.
Marble.
Wow.
Can you imagine how expensive that is? I mean, that's crazy.
That's why it's so expensive.
Yeah. So it was purchased in 2011 for $200,000. But, like we always say, there's always a catch, right? There was $500,000 in back taxes that were due to the state, and they had to pay those as well.
Wow.
So they're basically trying to find investors. I'm telling them, why aren't they doing this as a historical landmark? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how a lot of these people get these places renovated and get them back up to code, is when you mark it as... they think a full redevelopment of the entire hotel would cost upwards of $100 million.
Wow.
I can see that.
I can too.
Wow.
Considering how big it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot.
And how gorgeous it probably used to be.
Well,
it was.
They need to start small. You know what I mean? Start with, 1 floor at a time. Don't, overrun your head, but with details. But I guess the restoration, they're using old historic photos to try to use it as like a inspiration to recreate it. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so let's move on to some tea, because I don't know how I feel about this tea, because I think I'm going to black out while Kat's talking, because this is the whole reason we decided to stream last minute.
Yeah.
I was kind of shook when I heard some new information of para issues happening in our world. I'm going to start by saying, as an executive producer, this whole scenario kind of makes me want to vomit. I'm just going to be real. And if either of you ever got involved with this in a similar fashion, I would probably roll over in my grave that I created for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, this is a nutball situation.
It's embarrassing.
And I don't even know how to handle this whole thing right now. So I'm going to let Kat chat about it. And I'm going to let you have some really good ideas behind this that we were talking about earlier. And so if you need to interject with Kat, like, I want you to stop her, you know, and then just do it. Because you guys both have, I trust you both with everything. In the meantime, I'm going to sit in the corner and throw up. So please excuse me. Go ahead.
Okay, so I happened to be looking through Twitter, and I noticed that about 3 days ago, Adam Berry with Kindred Spirits, the show Kindred Spirits on Travel Channel, posted talking about season 4. They were signed for season 4, and it begins on Friday, January 3rd. So of course, you know, fans were commenting on it and such, and you know, as Krystal always says, or has always said to us, you know, 50% of people are gonna just hate you just because you're you. You know, there's really nothing you can do about that. And there's really no point in arguing about it, because it just is what it is. You can't change somebody for whatever reason, right? So, you know, people are commenting. This woman, her name's Kathy, it is still up on Twitter, commented on it and said, "You two are bad enough. Now you add that fruitcake." So she means Amy, Bruni, and Adam. She said that they were bad.
Who are executive producers.
Yes.
Amy and Adam are EPs on the project.
Yeah, and that Chip was the fruitcake. She said, "Wow, it just gets more and more fake," which I didn't think was possible. Apparently it is. Clearly a hater, troll, whatever. You know, I mean, life goes on. Chip decides to retweet it, which he's really famous for, apparently, and responded and said, "Hey Kathy, I am the fruitcake that you referenced in your tweet. You also maligned my colleagues/friends. I was taught to turn the other cheek, which I am now going to do so that you can kiss my butt."
Well,
I needed to say butt.
He used the ASS.
He used the ASS. And, with kiss emojis.
Let's throw some more, a sprinkle on the icing, right?
What's that?
Throw some sprinkles on the icing.
I just don't. I saw it, and I you know, was kind of going down a dark rabbit hole to see what else he read, and I called Krystal immediately as soon as I was doing that, because I was like, it just gives us such bad vibes. Like, and it affects other people. You know, it makes comments go worse. You know what I mean? It just like stirs up bad vibes. You know, and I just wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan, and
I think I literally blacked out as she was talking about that. I literally think I just came back.
Did you just?
I can't believe it happened again, especially after you.
It happens again. Yes, we've seen this happen not too long ago, right? A couple of weeks ago.
Oh my god! Literally, I don't even understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. But then Adam got involved.
Who's the EP?
He decided to make a comment. He said, I'm trying to find it here. I have like 1,000,001 screenshots here. Okay, come on.
I would look it up, but I just can't.
I am literally shook right now. Like, I just can't. I can't find it. I can't find it.
Adams,
It is on Twitter.
I think, didn't you send it to us? I think you sent it to us.
I did. I sent it to you, but I don't think I sent it to you. Essentially, he said something like, you know, sorry you don't like fruitcake, but make sure you eat it with whipped cream while you're watching.
Thanks,
you know,
Kathy. Enjoy all the fruitcake in season 4. It's the best with whipped cream.
You know, why? Why are you stirring up
I love your facial expression, Chanel.
I don't understand it. I don't understand why people feel the need to just keep hounding these people. It's just not worth it. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. Okay, so then something else happens, and my mind just keeps.
Okay, wait. Let's not address the Amy part yet. Okay.
No, not yet. It's still between Kathy and Adam.
Okay. Oh God, I'm gonna have a seizure.
And I literally couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So Kathy responded to what Adam said and said, "No thanks, I don't want your show." Adam then responds, mind you, this is still all in his Twitter, so you can go and check it out yourself. He wrote, "Let's have a phone call conversation. No joke, let's talk about your feelings. I believe you have all of your facts and info wrong. Send me your number." And then he inserts his email, okay, in a comment, then says, "I promise I will reach out, no hard feelings, this isn't a joke to me." I have no words. I don't
Chanel, take it away.
Be having a phone call conversation.
Well, I have a question.
I have a lot more than questions.
I have some concerns. Why would you give out your number to
a hater?
A hater, first of all.
Yes.
Numero uno. Also, and two, why does it matter that much? to where these people are like going out of their way to make sure that this chick is satisfied with whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I have told you before that when there's one hater that is addressed publicly, 4,000 more will come.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be like, oh my god, she got like notoriety. Like, I need that. Like, oh my god, I'm going to talk shit. And like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so yeah, I don't understand either. I wouldn't, first of all, I wouldn't address one.
Can I also say the fact that, go ahead, Kat. Do you have more before I say this?
I guess I was just shocked that it kept going. Like, she kept saying that, you know, to inbox me on Facebook and I'll reply.
Ew.
Commenting saying, like, it's hard to find people on Facebook, just email me, we can talk that way.
Email me, that's a no. I don't want to talk to a hater. You've said enough on Twitter. I don't want to talk to you no more, okay? Go get to stepping on out of my energy bubble. I don't want to hear from you no more.
Can I also say, though, too, that so we were talking as well that we don't want not even to be associated with people like this. Because if you are so bored to where you have to reply to these people often, and as you said, Kat, because I feel like we've talked about Chip having all this drama before, and it's interesting to me that these people who have been in this industry for as long as they have...
Amy Bruni, man. She's got some credentials, bro.
For as long as they have, and they're acting like this, where not even people like Dakota's crew are doing the same thing, and they're children. You know what I mean? Like,
right, they're younger than us.
Right.
I don't get it. I'm at a point as an executive producer where I'm starting to question the mental health of Chip. And I don't mean that offensively. I mean that in a very sincere way. He claims that he doesn't tolerate bullies and that he stands up, in the name of gay rights, which I absolutely commend him for that. I think that everyone needs to have something that they stand up for and believe in. However, addressing it with people who are already talking smack to you is not the way that you should be defending your rights or things that you believe in. Does that make sense?
I agree because... Yes. And what did he say? He said something, right, to the effect of, like, something about gay people being...
Gay people are called fruitcakes. Gay men are called fruitcakes, and that's why he addressed it, is what he said.
Yeah, he retweeted her comment again and wrote that,
And I'm like, look, I have had some stuff said to me, okay? I'm Native American. People talk smack to me because I have blonde hair, because I bleach my hair. I'm going to be real here. I can't tell you how many Native Americans out there that have watched me think that I'm a traitor because I've bleached my hair. Mm-hmm. Seriously, that's something I face every day. Mm-hmm. I've had people from different tribes talk smack to me Not because I'm actually registered with my tribe. That means I have a legitimate large 50% amount of Native American in my blood, right? My grandma grew up on the res, boo. I know your struggle, okay? Let me tell you some stories. But because I bleach my hair, I am considered a traitor to my nation. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that before. Yet I am the biggest Native American advocate you'll ever meet. I represent several tribes that have provided me with full scholarships to college. And I represent indigenous, specifically female students getting their education, because it's like a lower than 3% of indigenous females that get their education. So believe me, I'm out there hustling my word of like what I believe in and what I support. I know my grandmother's struggles. My family was on the Trail of Tears. Like, I am well aware of my history, and I still have people come at me for it, okay? Mm-hmm. Just because of my damn hair color. Who cares? None of your business. I like Gwen Stefani. Get up off my nuts. You know what I mean? Like, let me like my idols and do my hair the way I want to. It's nobody's business. But my point of it is like, if I had every comment from other Native Americans that talk smack to me and retweeted it and told them to F off every time, don't you think that people would be questioning my sanity a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Don't you think people would be like, Krystal, you're supposedly a light worker, spreading love and joy, and you're sitting here talking smack to everybody? And I'm like, yeah, well, clearly, if somebody is projecting that kind of negativity, they have a lot of inner work they need to do. And I don't think they're as much of a light worker as they say they are.
Exactly.
Or if you're delivering messages from spirit to other people, that should be a very healthy, positive, moving experience. And if you're sitting here projecting all this negative energy, and now you're representing a show titled Kindred Spirits, which means friendly spirits, how are you representing that show when you're constantly blasting people on social media?
Yeah, for somebody that claims to be such a medium or psychic, it just doesn't make sense to be doing...
Calm down!
Yeah.
Once again, can we incorporate some crystals? Let's incorporate some essential oils, some incense, some yoga, sage yourself, some self-help, find a good therapist. I have some recommendations. Okay, like, let's get in control of our aura, because now you're not only projecting to everybody, including haters, but you're also involving your fans. And with that, now if you retweet a hater, which you've even seen this done with celebrities, which Chrissy Teigen's famous for it, which I think she's hilarious anyways.
Yeah.
She's really quick on her feet. She's hilarious. But now the fans are going to go after that hater. And that's what has happened now. Because this is part 2 of this freaking ridiculous scenario. So now Adam and Chip have talked smack to this hater. And now people are ragging on this hater, clearly, okay? And now is Q where we get Amy Bruni involved, which is the other executive producer of the show.
True. And then I have another point about Adam as well.
Go ahead. Carry on while I keep throwing up.
Okay. All right. Keep throwing up. We're here for moral support.
Does anybody have a Tums? I could use a Tums.
Or maybe some peppermint.
Pepto-Bismol.
So, Amy then decides to step in. And I'm assuming it's because she saw that Adam wanted to reach out and have a phone call or whatever. So people were still blowing up this girl that commented. Amy tweeted this today, retweeted the same comment that everybody else did, and said, everyone is going after this woman. Last night, Adam offered to speak with her on the phone. Not sure if it happened, but I liked that she was receptive. I often feel like people who lash out like this have a lot more going on than we know.
But didn't Chip also lash out? He may also have a lot more going on than we know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, just, there's no point in saying anything. Why do you have to butt in? Just stay out of it. You know? Like, let other people dig their own graves. You know, like, and then Adam commented.
Oh, God.
He posted something, and he did something that is called, essentially, is it gaslighting?
Yes.
That's what he did, and he's, like, manipulating his fans.
Right.
Okay? And he said, hi, everyone. I appreciate all of our strong and passionate supporters. I ask that you let Kathy be for the time being. She has contacted me privately, and we will speak when I am available. It shows a lot that she has reached out and is willing to have a discussion. Hashtag keep the peace. Yet, he's commenting on her comment saying, here, make sure you have that, if you're having that fruitcake, eat it with whipped cream. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you shouldn't be gaslighting your fans.
Okay, so a gaslighting basically means that you're good at manipulating. So it's sort of like, think of it, gas as like going forward with the manipulation and then sort of backing up, trying to like cover your tracks up. Think of it that way.
Well, it's literally a form of manipulation where the manipulator is trying to get someone else to question their own sanity to an extent.
Right.
But it's also not telling the truth.
So I have some gaslighting stuff pulled up right now that I just wanted to chat about. One of the number one, there's like major points of like 11 warning signs of gaslighting. Okay. Number 6 is they throw in positive reinforcement to confuse you. This person is cutting someone down, telling them that they don't have the value, and then all of a sudden now they're praising them, right? So, and then in the meantime, after he cuts this woman down, calls her out, makes fun of her in front of his fans, now he's turning around saying, let's just let her be. And now all of Adam's fans are like, you're such a good guy, Adam, even though you talked smack to a fan and put her down too and got involved in drama. But you're such a good person, Adam. Like, talk about a way of manipulating your fan base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
They know when confusion weakens people is another sign of gaslighting. Gaslighters know they're having a sense of stability and normalcy, and their goal is to uproot the person or people involved and make them question everything. It's a natural tendency to look at the person or the entity that you feel more comfortable and stable with, meaning he's also gaslighting his fans.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's not just the woman, it's his fans. He's gaslighting the fans by like, oh, now they're going with him after he like made fun of her, which isn't okay either.
Right.
And now the fans are like, oh, you're such a good person, everything's fine. They try to align people against you. So that's what him and Chip did to this woman. They tried to put all of these women, or all these fans against this woman. And I'm not saying what she said was right, okay? But what I am saying is, how many have you guys gotten haters before on your social media, and can you count how many? Because I sure as hell can't.
No?
Yeah.
The only thing I can tell Chanel that I did a couple of weeks ago, I was talking with her. Or there was a few weeks ago, and I had a hater pop up on my Twitter. And it doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while. This was the day that my mom had like just gotten out of the hospital, or like she'd been out for a few days, okay? And I didn't want to address them specifically. And I feel like this is a way for public personalities to address it without calling out a specific person.
Right.
I had said in a statement on Twitter, it still should be there, I didn't delete it, it said, just as a side note to my haters, I don't give a SHIT what you think about me, because my mother just got out of the hospital and I am very grateful for my life and where it's at right now. I've had a very difficult year, and the last thing I care about is that you hate my hair, or you hate the music on my channel, or you hate the way something's edited. I don't care. So I said, just so you know, I don't give an SHIT. And that was it. And it felt really good because I was still able to address it. By the way, I meant it wholeheartedly. I did not care. I really meant that. I mean, what else do you guys want to add to this? You both had a lot to say earlier regarding this subject with the whole Chip and Adam thing. These are people we would not associate with. Is that correct?
Right. No.
Yeah, I'm over it at this point. Honestly, I'm a little bored now.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we associate with these people, Chanel? We're very antisocial.
We are very antisocial, but also there just really isn't any point. Like, there's nobody gets anything out of this.
Right.
Nobody. Mm-hmm. Everybody. We're all just stroking. They're all just stroking each other's egos.
Right.
And it's like you can have an ego, but make sure you're in check most of the time.
Right.
Humble yourself, because if you can't find the balance, you're gonna look like this.
Well, and this is all within a 24-hour period that it was announced Chip was now re-signed to a series.
And that's another thing, because Kat, correct me if I'm wrong, but last time wasn't he picking on somebody, like their followers or something like that?
Yeah, saying I have more followers than you, so you can suck it.
Whereas, what's he have, like 100-some thousand
120,000. It's not really
I'm
that
sorry.
many.
I feel like the only person that's even skimming 1 million is Zach.
It is.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's true. It's accurate. Yeah.
It's true.
So
100 million or 1 million.
Million.
1 million. Yes, not just 100,000. 1 million.
Yeah, he's got like what 990-some thousand followers right now.
Right.
And you want to talk about like
your little 100,000.
Right. Like,
I'm not close to Chip either, but like gagging me with his spoon.
If we're really talking about level of like public notoriety.
Well, that's very childish. That's like that's like my picture was better than yours, Cat. Near. So you can't say anything about it, Cat.
Well, and the other thing we were talking about too, also is I also have an eyelash in my eye, by the way. So I'm sorry, I'm like picking.
That's a mood.
I'm literally like, ow. Anyway.
As I like bark like a dog. God, Jesus.
We were also talking about how there are so many other, independent filmmakers, people that really want to get signed really badly.
Yes. GGD would like to be signed if anyone's interested. Please email me at Krystal@GhostGirlDiaries.com.
Ghost Girl Diaries.
Handle it with more grace and professionalism than these people would that have been in the industry for a while.
Right.
And this is back to recycling the same old farts.
And it's like you have your job still. You have a job in the industry you want to be in.
You're in film, signed, and it's been 24 hours you've announced it, and you're cracking the whip with your fans?
Right.
Why don't you go have a piece of cake and celebrate, boo-boo?
And there's
a lot of people that would like to be where you're at right now.
Would be so thankful to be, and you're...
Right.
I can't swear, but I
really
want to.
It's a sense of entitlement. It is. It's
yes,
a sense of entitlement.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
You need to get off your high horse, man.
And I feel like that also makes your fans not want to be around you when you're like that.
No.
Because
nobody
people
does.
want to be around gracefulness.
At some point, when you're that negative for so long, at some point people just don't want to work with you anymore.
Right.
You'll get blacklisted.
Yep.
And
that's a real thing.
Maybe some people need that.
Right. Yep. If they're not grateful.
Right.
If you're not, and like once again, let's go back to the fact that I had this discussion with both of you before you even went on the channel publicly. I said you're choosing now from this point forward to live your life in the public eye.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to share your life with the public eye, and are you prepared to be criticized for it? Gay, straight, purple, green, black, it doesn't matter. Native American, holler, you're going to be scrutinized for something. Are you prepared, right? You're Italian American. Are you prepared to be scrutinized for who you are? People are going to hate you, Kat, because you're wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt right now. And there is nothing you can do about it, boo. You have to let it go to Jesus and mute and block those people on social media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crochet them one and send it to them.
Crochet them a Mickey Mouse.
Just because they feel like they can be negative towards you doesn't mean that you have to engage. It really doesn't. That's why muting is there. That's why blocking is there. And if people say like, "Well, if you're blocking me, you can't handle it." No, I just don't want to see it.
Right. And you know what? When I get haters on social, I probably get the most haters out of all of us because I was on YouTube the longest. Bless my heart, for being able to be the thrown in first. It's fine.
But that's my thing. Like paranormal community specifically. You don't see Zach doing this shit.
No.
Stuff? Sorry.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't.
I'm just saying.
But that doesn't that show you the difference between the way that this crew handles it versus the way Ghost Adventures handles it? Have you ever seen even Aaron handle something like this?
Yeah, exactly. You don't see that crew specifically doing this.
No.
Or even giving it the time of day, because who has the time of day?
Kat, do we have time to having these discussions with people?
We literally don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we're gonna still do what we need to do.
So are you telling me that offering someone an email and/or a phone call that's a hater is going a little bit far?
Accomplishes nothing.
Yeah, it's a waste of energy.
Who has time for this?
Do we have time for this? No. Do we care? No. Do we have other things to do that are, like, so much more important? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I wanted to just talk about communication.
Okay.
Yes.
And I kind of wanted to wrap this whole ridiculous drama mess up with the discussion of communication. I'm like 4 classes from my major. I am no expert by any means, but I do feel like at this point I'm pretty damn knowledgeable when it comes to communication. Mm-hmm. I've literally studied it now, for 4 years of my major. How to speak so that people will listen, and ways to have better conversations. And we're talking about rhetoric, and it doesn't have to be an actual like discussion like we're having. It can also be just you talking to your fans and followers on Twitter, right? Because that's still rhetoric. So, the 7 deadly sins of speaking. Gossip, and what I mean by gossip is things that are not backed by facts. Judging, negativity, complaining, excuses, lying, and dogmatism. How many of those things have we seen Chick Coffee do?
All of the above?
Literally,
I think.
all of the above.
Yep, pretty much all of the above. The foundations for having a good speech are honesty, or being straightforward and clear. Authenticity, which I have always based myself off of, just being yourself and standing in your own truth. Integrity, which is be what you're saying you're going to be. Kind of like how I said when we put out a pilot, I have a lot to cop up because I've had a lot of talk smacking on this channel. So I better be able to pay up what I've said, right? Mm-hmm. And love, which is just generally speaking, wishing people well. And for our case, it's fans and followers. And I feel like when you're constantly on Twitter telling haters or fans to F off, I don't know. I feel like that's putting a lot of negative energy into the world, and you're not communicating clearly or well to your audience. And I don't think it's a good thing. Do you guys want to add on to that?
I think moral of the story is 11 times out of 10, not everybody's going to like you, but you don't have to care. You don't have to even answer them, give them the time of day. You have to direct your energy where
it's important.
You want it to go.
Your journey.
Or you want it to flourish.
Yeah.
And there's people out there who just start stuff with celebrities or public figures because they have things within themselves that they haven't worked on. Nobody's doing the root work. And that's the T.
Right. And that includes if you're the public figure also lashing out on people. Yeah. Not doing your root work, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it goes both ways. Like, you're going to get haters no matter what, but you're still in the driver's seat of your own car.
Yeah.
So you get to be the one making conscious decisions on how am I going to respond to this. When I get negative things on my social media, I don't think I've ever really responded. I used to respond on YouTube once in a while, and I would make like a joke out of it. But as far as social media goes, I've always felt like haters get in my bubble, and I get like the heebie-jeebies, because it's like your social media is like your bubble, right? Like, this is my social media, like nobody could touch it. And then when a hater comes in, I'm like, ew, get it out. Mute, block, mute, block, mute, block. Like, I don't want to see it, mute, block.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, there we go. Now we're good. We're clear. And if that person consciously makes a decision to continue to make accounts and follow you and harass you, then just keep mute and blocking. Eventually they're going to get tired and run out of emails, you know? But that's so much easier than carrying it on. This has been going on for 2 days now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they have some work to do in pre-production?
It's redundant at this point. It's like, what?
And you shouldn't have so much of a complex that you think you're above everybody.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And two, you should be utilizing that energy that you're giving out to others that's negative for yourself. For self-care. You know what I mean? And to make yourself a better individual instead of kind of feeding the problem.
Right.
If you come off as... Sorry, Kat.
No, you got it.
If you come off as somebody that thinks they know everything, it's like what Kat said, you're giving yourself a bit of a God complex, and you look like stuck up.
or like you have mental problems. Right?
Yes.
I mean, isn't that the realest part of it? Like, you see this and you're like, there's something not computing.
Are you a narcissist?
Yeah, narcissistic. And what in the world makes you think that you can force your ideologies on other people?
Exactly.
You know, it sucks that we live in a world that not everyone's accepted.
That's another thing. If you're somebody that advocates for a group of people that need it, and you're doing that advocating in a negative way, you're making that entire group
look bad,
out to look negative.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And really, they don't need that.
No. I mean, that's why you have to pick and choose what you're advocating for, and that goes right back to me saying there are some Native Americans that have really told me off.
Yeah.
And like I feel bad for them thinking, my grandmother left the res so that I could get opportunities, and I wasn't even thought of then, right? She left the res at 19 before she was even married and had kids.
Right.
And a lot of people have this mentality on the res that, like, you're safer on the res, you never leave the res, you stay on the res. And so then when people, like, a Native American leaves the res and then they get, like, more opportunities, I get lashed out on. But it's like, but wait, I'm still supporting the community. But some people, it doesn't matter. They're only going to hear what they want to hear. And they're not going to listen to it. I could sit here with some of those people and negotiate and give them my effing phone number just like Adam did, and it wouldn't do any good.
Yeah.
And honest to God, calling one hater out of 4 million seems a little, like, inadequate for me.
Yeah.
What good is one phone call going to do?
That person really got under your skin.
Also, if you either of you ever give your phone number out to a hater, you're going to cause me to fall over and die and have a heart attack. Okay? Because I'm, like, literally, like, what are you thinking? Who does that? You know what I think in all the moral of the story here is, why hasn't Travel Channel gotten involved? Why haven't the other executive producers gotten involved and said, stop what you're doing? Or why aren't they hiring PR people to just take care of their social media?
That's another thing. You're representing Travel Channel.
Yep.
Like, that's... You should be very careful at that point.
Yeah.
What's kind of even worse about that is the fact that with Chip's last Twitter ordeal, the fan was literally tagging Travel Channel.
Right.
Yeah.
And Chip was also tagging Travel Channel. So the fact that, I mean, and they probably saw it.
Right.
So the fact that it's not being taken care of in that regard is a little lazy on their part. And, I also don't know why they keep re-signing shows like this.
Well, okay, we're talking about someone with a measly 150,000 followers or less.
Right.
Why don't we talk about someone like Angelina Jolie or Brad Pitt or Will Smith?
Or Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things has 30 million.
Come on.
What do you think she gets? Like, what do you think she gets on her social media? Think she has people that love her all the time? I don't think so. But
she's what, 16
yeah,
maybe?
15 or 16. Yeah. And people probably just hate her to hate her. She probably gets pedophiles on her stuff. Think about it. And it's like, you have then if you're that anxious about checking your social media and getting haterade, and you can't handle it, that's okay, but then you need to hire PR.
Yeah.
That's what PR is for. You need to hire a PR manager, someone to manage your social media, and they will filter it for you. Because, I don't know, it's crazy. I'm kind of... Go ahead.
Yeah, no, and Chips made the comment too, I'm pretty sure it's even still on his Twitter, that, he was taught to not handle bullies or, not take bullying, but he's becoming the bully himself.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
By with that behavior. I mean, you're a grown man.
You just gotta step away at some point and be like, when do I have a seat and just calm down?
Yep.
Like, you just have to breathe for a minute.
And be grateful for your opportunity you have and just shut it for a minute.
No, it's true. Like, we're struggling here, right? Like, let's be realistic. We were in a contract that fell through. We're disappointed about it, but it's okay, because obviously it was meant to be. And we're sitting here hustling and hustling and hustling still. Kat and I work 24/7, literally. And then you have somebody over here that just got handed a show so easily, and they're, telling people to F off on Twitter. I don't know, it's just crazy to me, because I would just be very, very, very grateful for my life when that door finally opens and it's the correct door. I guess I feel like at this point I am so grateful for all of my time on YouTube, because it has built up to this moment for me to be able to teach both of you not to worry about haters.
Yeah.
Because now you know what it looks like on the outside when you start telling people to F off.
Yeah.
It doesn't look right, does it?
No.
It doesn't make you look mentally stable if you can't handle it. And then, fans are going to say, well, then why are you living in the public eye? Why do you live your life publicly then? People, of course, just because he's defending his orientation, I get it. But you're still going to get haters no matter what your orientation is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm straight as a toothpick and people hate me for that. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't matter. They're going to hate you just because. And there's honestly vulgar things people can say, and it doesn't have to be about your orientation. Don't you think?
True.
Yeah, and you don't have to take it either, but that doesn't mean that you have to go on a rampage about it.
Right.
Can, because everybody has this weird thought that, public figures, they're in the public eye, so they have to take the criticism, they have to take the negativity. Not necessarily. You don't have to do anything. You
can always take something like that and turn it into a positive.
Exactly.
Go speak at a summit or something that's or donate to an LGBT community and then post about it.
Exactly.
Or talk about how you donated time to the homeless. Or, you and I do so much work with homeless animals, and I do work with veterans.
Yeah, don't allow it to make it so that you take to such a dark place.
Right. Yeah, I feel like he has some darkness around him, and I feel really bad for him, to be honest. I think that he has a lot of
As
demons.
a medium or a psychic or whatever it is that he is, do some root work. That's all I can tell you.
Right. You need to really, really put yourself first at this point. And make sure that
dive into that shadow, but do it safely.
Yeah.
Without
darkness.
Right.
Because that's when you go black magic, and let's not do that either.
I don't just mean magically.
Right.
But internally.
Internally. Yep. Well, we all do that. We already all do that. So, I don't know. I feel bad for the dude, but I definitely don't want to be a part of that narrative. I don't think that if, when we do get signed, I don't think any of those people are people that I would want to interact with as far as a professional level. I'm extremely, you and I talked about this earlier.
Yes.
Chanel and I are extremely antisocial, okay? Kat is very outgoing. She's always out with people. She's always doing things. She'll always be seen. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm okay, but I'm also a loner. I'm the kind, I like to go do, errands and shopping by myself. But then other than that, I'm very antisocial. And then Chanel is, just super antisocial. It's, straight up. But because we are the, antisocial ones, I hate gossip and stuff like that. Shit talking, you know what I mean? And I could never be involved with people like that in my life. I could never be friends with people like that.
Yeah.
Because it would cause my, spirit to get anxiety around them. Because I feel like people that are, doing stuff like this publicly would be the two-faced friends that, act like they're good to your face, but then turn their back to you, and then they, treat you really bad and talk about you.
Yeah.
And I don't trust that kind of spirit soul, for my personal opinion. So that's a T.
That's the T.
And I feel like at this point I need to pray for them and light them all a candle and just let Jesus hang, because I don't even know, I don't follow any of them on social media. So when I hear about this stuff, I'm like, again?
What's even worse is I don't follow them either.
Yeah.
It still pops up on my feed. It's literally insane.
Ugh.
It's insane.
It's painful for me being antisocial.
You good?
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's painful. It freaks me out to think if you were friends with that person, how they would.
It would just too much. Right. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah. Just reading it is too much, but I can't imagine. And it sucks because, in the paranormal community, it is a small, little, big community.
Yeah.
So you want to, interact and,
network.
Of course.
But at the same time, you gotta be really careful about who it is.
Well, yeah, now, because of what I've witnessed with this, because now it's been several times in the making. Also, can I just state, from executive producer to executive producer, Amy and Adam, what the hell are you guys doing letting this happen, and why are you both being a part of this? What are you doing? Executive producer means you have funded this. Why are you wanting it to fail if you have funded this? Why has there not been conversations, and why are you also getting involved with this? Like, holy crap. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah, it's not good at all.
You know? Like, you guys know how much money I put into this for GGD. Why would I want it to fail? I don't want it to fail.
Of course not.
No,
Yeah.
of course not.
And then that's also like shows like Destination Fear too. Like they're trying so hard to get that season 2, and they work so hard. And even if it is, there's flaws in it, but there's going to be flaws in everything.
Right.
You know, you just.
But with time, you do get better, right? With everything.
Exactly, and people like that who are like so trying to get themselves out there and pushing things, and then you've got these people whose narcissism, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word, gets in the way, and it's really disrespectful, I guess.
Right.
And to people who were super successful too.
Right.
So.
Well.
Did you guys see that?
Anyway.
Sounds like a hard time.
I am very concerned right now.
There's a comment on Twitch that I just can't hang with. I don't even know what just happened. I can't laugh.
Is right.
I can't lie. I can't right now. Like I can't even read it out loud. Okay, so if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you're just not gonna know what just happened. I can't breathe. I think that's a great way to end the stream, isn't it? Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I feel like.
Why did I just have the Ace Ventura thing?
I feel really. What did I say? The other night I was driving and we were trying to get home really quickly, and out of nowhere, I look at Chanel and I have my Charger, which is a fast car, right? And I look at Chanel and I gun the gas and I was like, "Hi-ho, Silver," really loud, and I start screaming, gun it up the street. She's like, "What are you, Ace Ventura?" I was like, "Sorry." Oh my god. So ever since then, I feel like we've just been dropping Ace Ventura quotes like crazy. Maybe we need to watch that movie.
Ouch. Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, well, that's what we should do. We should get B-roll of me hanging out the window of the Charger, like
while you're driving,
like Ace Ventura.
We live in the fast lane, ladies.
I can't laugh, guys. I'll just keep coughing.
Right. Literally, cat.
Anyway, namaste. Everybody just calm down. It's gonna be okay.
Will be.
Right?
Is it?
I feel bad for whoever's going to the dentist.
Sorry, Sardar.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to go to the freaking hospital at that point.
Oh my god.
What is a dentist gonna do about that?
I don't know.
Figure it out. Anyway.
Right. Well, I think that's it for the stream tonight. What's our next stream? Wednesday.
Giveaway.
Oh, that's right. We're doing a giveaway. Let's do the giveaway for who's on Twitch and who's on Twitter. How many people, Kat? Can you guys check? Or who's on Twitch and who's on YouTube? Tell me how many people are on each. I think there's about 10.
10 people are on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And look.
Okay, if you're on right now and you want to be entered in the giveaway, type giveaway right now.
That's a good one.
And then I will choose some names for the Christmas giveaways this month, since I keep forgetting. I'll wait for you guys to type it. It doesn't matter. Well, I won't do giveaways on Facebook because that's too hard, but I'll do giveaways if you're on YouTube and Twitch.
What is your opinion on seance? Do you partake? Just wondering.
Well, I mean, not like a daily seance.
Not,
we don't do
not
it.
daily.
I have done. I've been
But
a part of seances.
I will partake.
Now and then, holler.
Just about everything except
What?
sacrifices and
Lizard men.
lizard men, of course. No,
Absolutely no.
absolutely.
I had
not.
one of those in my house, but it's fine now. He's
Did you tell them about that?
I don't know.
We probably shouldn't talk about it.
Do you guys want to hear about my dream? Just let me know if you want to hear about my dream.
Giveaway.
Hey.
My dream was I don't even know where I was. I was in a dark room, and Kat was sitting on a couch knitting. Of course she was. And I had like a giant box of stuff, and we knew that wherever we were was really haunted. And I told Kat, do you think we should go? And Kat was like, yes, I think we need to go. And Kat grabs her like knitting bag and with all her like yarn, and I have my box. And we're going to walk out, and all of a sudden the sound of like a magnet comes in and it sucks us backwards. It's just Kat and I don't know where you were, sorry. Thank God you weren't there. And all of a sudden Kat's knitting stuff goes everywhere, and like everything in my like box went everywhere. And we both like were like on the floor looking at each other, and we were both contemplating if we should like start picking things up and like going. And Kat was like, no, we just need to go. Like, just don't worry about it. And we went to walk again, and there was another, like, wing, like, the sound of, like, you know, a magnet pulling you back. And we're chilling there, and I told Kat, I was like, what do we do? And so in the dream, I'm like, let's say the St. Michael prayer. I couldn't remember the St. Michael prayer. Could not remember it. I would say, like, the first line and couldn't remember the rest of it. It's the first time that's ever happened to me. And Kat looks at me in the dream, and she's like, you've just got to wake up. And I was like, okay. And I literally sat up in bed. I sat up in bed, and I looked in my hallway, and I just had the weirdest clairaudience in my ear just now.
What?
It sounded like that low growling we heard in the backyard. I'm not. It was this ear. It was that low growling again. We'll talk about that in a second. Hang on. We'll do the giveaway too. Just hold on. That was so weird. I stared at you while it was happening because I was like, what is going on?
I have 4 people in the Facebook bar.
Okay. And so Kat tells me wake up. I wake up. I look in the hallway and I see... It looks like a regular man, except his skin is lizard, and there is gold impressions inside of where the scales are. And he has Egyptian signs on his body, and he's wearing a large gold Egyptian headpiece. We researched it. I only saw it from the side view. He was not looking at me. In my head, I feel like it may have been me having, like, a remote viewing thing or, like, something. Like, it wasn't in my house, per se. It was, like, I was viewing it in my house, if that makes sense. And immediately, it, like, just disappeared. And I texted Kat, and I told her about the dream. And Kat, you want to talk about what happened? You woke up like a few minutes later.
Yep.
You were staying somewhere, bunking with some friends because you were at a singing gig.
Yeah. Yep.
And you woke up to my text message when the person you were sharing a room with started shouting at you in his sleep to F off.
Yeah.
And you were like really freaked out because I had texted you right before it happened.
Well, you know what was really strange about it was the fact that it was almost like they didn't speak our language. Like the way that the F-bomb was being said, like it was difficult for them to actually like say the word.
Right.
Like their F was plosive, so it was like they were trying to get it out or like use somebody as a vessel to get that they were mad about that.
Right.
You know?
So, we did some research, found out that it was some ancient god named Sobek. Is that right?
Yep.
Sobek.
An ancient god named Sobek. That's no for me.
I don't do lizard people.
No, me neither.
I'm sorry.
I don't do aliens. I don't do lizard people. I have a whole list. I don't do cryptozoology except for Mothman.
No reptilians, no Anunnaki, none of that.
No. So, Chanel and I saged Palo Santo the house. We were in the backyard doing she cleared the backyard with like sage and, what'd you use, myrrh?
Mm-hmm. Myrrh
and then we were doing salt circles around the house, and we both heard, we were almost done with the salt circle.
Yes, right.
And we heard in the distance what sounded like this low growling reptilian voice.
Yeah.
And we both heard it at the same time. And we were like, hurry up, finish salt. Go, hurry up. Okay, anyway, that was my dream. It was really great, and I don't mess with Egyptian gods. So anyway, let's keep going. Oh, I guess it was creepier. It got creepier because the next day we went to a new psychic store that we found in Vegas.
Yes, we did. And they had an entire wall of Egyptian statues.
Yeah, well, we first saw Ankhs.
We saw Ankhs, which Ankhs are not inherently
Well, he is related to the Ankh, though.
Yes.
Sobek.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a no from me. Not gonna happen. Look, Egyptian men don't chill in my house. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Linked. What did she say?
Okay, let's see. So Twitch, we have Funny Redemption.
Funny Redemption.
Viva Williams.
Viva Bun. Diana Demers.
Okay, so we only have people on Twitch that want to do giveaways. So that's 3, Funny, Williams, and Viva. So let's do...
Wait, what are the yeses?
3 giveaways. Or, I don't know.
Yeses were from the dream.
Okay. So let's do giveaways for Funny, for Diana, and for Williams. And Viva. Let's do those 4. Okay, so what should we do for giveaways? Do you want to, should we send some stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me type my email. I need everybody to send me your face. So we're doing, 4 giveaways? Diana's 1, and then... So Funny, Williams, Diana, and Viva are all going to get a giveaway. You need to write me at Krystal@ghostgirldiaries.com. You need to send me...
Hello.
Wow, what's up? Screen. Alright. That's it. You got it. Do I use words around my house? I don't think it's really necessary. I don't have pendants in the ground or anything like that. I don't usually have activity in my house. I really still don't think it was in the house. Do you, Chanel?
No. I didn't have anything happening to me that night either, and I'm in the house, so
right.
I don't think it was in the house. I think it was more of just it was a message of some sort.
Right.
You know? And we handled it.
Yeah. Anybody that so what was it, Diana? Funny, whoever I said, email me with the email that I sent in Restream with all that information. Yeah, I don't do lizard people. I'm good. All right. Anything else we want to add? We'll do giveaways more. I probably won't do one on Wednesday. Maybe we will. I don't know. I'm gonna just play it by ear.
Ghostbusters trailer.
Yes. What'd you think?
That was fun.
Thought it was great.
Awesome. I love Paul Rudd though.
See, I'm not a huge Paul Rudd fan.
Really?
Have you heard about him on set?
No.
No.
Supposedly he farts on people and can't stop farting on set.
What?
I'm dead serious. Supposedly everything he eats or drinks, including water, makes him fart. And so all of his coworkers, castmates and production crew are they hate to be around him because he has stinky, smelly bombs that he kills everybody with on set.
Jesus.
It's maybe take some Beano. I don't know. There's a couple ideas going.
Oh my God.
What else? I think that's it. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought the Ghostbusters trailer was really good.
I can't wait. The kid from Stranger Things is in it.
Yep.
Yeah, Finn.
Can't remember his name. Yeah.
Finn.
Yep. All right. Well, that's it. I'm going to try to get better. Wednesday's booze and reviews. Do you even know what Wednesday is? I don't even know. We'll find out. It's a surprise. Kat's blinking. Kat has EVPs in her house. Did you, Sage?
Wait, I'm blinking?
Yeah, the screen was blinking.
Nope, I'm not fan of that.
Okay.
I was on the phone with her earlier and there was a voice that screamed in her house.
Jeez.
That was loud. It was loud.
Did you, Sage?
Same here. I haven't yet, no.
Where's Ghost Girl Mannequin?
Where's Ghost Girl's mannequin?
What the f does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
It gets creepy out.
I'm not sure what that is. I'm definitely not a mannequin. I feel like one now that I've been sick, though. I'm not going to lie about that. All right. Well, I'm going to try to get better. We'll catch you guys Wednesday for booze and reviews. I'm really excited about that.
Can't wait to drink.
You can't wait to have wine?
Yeah.
Italian wine?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Can't wait to drink.
Please remember to be kind to each other, especially on social media.
Be good to each other.
Yeah, and if you have any like inner projections, try to like go get
Deal
some
with
therapy.
it.
You know, that's another
Safely, you know.
Please take care of yourself.
Please.
Follow us on social media. I need to post our little Patreon Gazette. I forgot to do that because Blake had oral surgery today on his mouth. Ghost Girl Gazette.
Ghost Girl Gazette.
Yep, and that's on our Patreon. And catch you guys Wednesday. Make sure you're following us on social media. Please subscribe to our channels. And as always, we will catch you guys next time.
Next time.
Bye, guys. Thank you.